And this from Dee Dee Dunleavy, 3AW presenter and commentator. I'll just quote something she's written in a blog. Quote, Nigella, like it or not, you're a beacon for women from all walks of life. If you want us to buy your books and watch your shows on how to run our kitchens, then we need you to make a stand on domestic violence. Dee Dee Dunleavy, good morning.
Hello, Neil. How are you? I probably could have worded that better because a lot of people have misunderstood that I'm calling for a boycott on Nigella's
Well, what
books.
are you calling for?
Well, I'm definitely not calling for a boycott. I meant that she is someone who has her whole career wanted us to watch her on TV, buy her books, which I have, and I'm a massive Nigella fan. And if she wants to be that person that we look up to and we watch, then she also needs to be a leader. And whether she wants to be or not, she is, because women do look to her.
So, but aren't you sort of, she's the victim in this, aren't you asking...
Absolutely, yeah.
Aren't you asking her as a victim to take on some responsibility?
Oh, yes, I am. And this is not victim blaming, and it is too soon for her to be doing that. And I have noticed this morning that apparently she has left the house.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'm basing this on, Neil. When I was much younger, in my mid-20s, a very, very close friend of mine was in a domestic violence situation, and I kind of knew, I didn't know absolutely how bad it was at the time, but this guy would beat her, and she would go back to him because he would cry and apologise and say, I won't do it again.
Yeah, that's a normal thing, isn't it? Well, that's not the normal thing, but it's a common thing.
But you don't know that when you're in your 20s, and I would go along with whatever she decided, and I'd see her go back, and I would feel quite sick about it, but I didn't want to upset her and our friendship, and so I didn't say, look, this is never going to get any better. I didn't step in, and because you don't know what to do when you're young, and you need an example, and this is where I'm saying that Nigella, and I'm not suggesting she do it today, but I'm suggesting that women will look to her to see how to behave. We can't undo what's already happened.
So what do you want to do? What do you want her to do? And I take your point. Look, she's in, no doubt, emotional trauma at the moment. She's left her husband. She's had that public, awful situation publicised. Yes. What do you want her to do when it settles down? Well,
I think what should happen is somebody should make a formal complaint to the police, and nobody has done that, and the police aren't even conducting a formal investigation. At this stage, they're only making inquiries. Nobody has placed a formal complaint, nobody who witnessed it, and neither has Nigella. And I think that's letting this man get away with something that he should be taken into account for.
So you think she's got a responsibility to go to the police to make a stand for other women?
Absolutely she does, because of the fact that we love her and admire her, and I've met her and I've told her to her face, and the reason I love Nigella is when she cooks, there's a million cooking shows, but when she cooks, you get the feeling that she's not doing it to serve someone in a restaurant. She's not even probably doing it for her family, although she obviously adores her children. You get the feeling when Nigella cooks, it's for herself. And I love the fact that she's not just there to serve someone else. She's naughty and she's fun and she's...
Okay. So,
do you get my point?
Yeah, I do get your point. So I'm trying to know, what you want to do is to go to the police. Do you want her to speak publicly about this? Do you want her to become a campaigner against domestic violence?
I think in the fullness of time, absolutely she should.
Okay.
Because, there's a history to this. There was, back in December, there was a similar incident in a restaurant where, not as bad, but he was photographed, Charles Saatchi was photographed silencing Nigella by smothering her hand, which is a horrible gesture, and nobody should have to put up with that.
The other thing is, why should somebody have intervened here?
I can't believe that nobody did, and I wonder whether it's perhaps Nigella's fame and her public persona that stopped people, that people thought, well, we know she's a strong woman, she's successful, she's got this under control. I wonder if it was that, or people were just too shy to perhaps, as they often are with someone famous, too shy to approach.